At this moment, there are roughly 3 trillion trees in the world. Far above the trees fly all kinds of birds, about 50 billion of them. Those birds are observed by those on Earth, 8 billion people. The three have coexisted and lived through more than 2 million years together.
我们中华文化呢，是一个非常多情的文化。在我们中国传统经典里面，天地未焉，万物于焉。这个万物包括了所有有生命力的东西。我们炎黄子孙能够建立深厚情感，建立稳定的生命联系的那些事物，都会非常的重视。
Throughout the history of culture and civilization, humans have always revered the principle of coexisting life. 4,000 years ago, the ancient Shu people of China gave interpretations and explanations of this idea of life. Masks, ancient trees, birds. Are the beautiful artifacts real or just imagination? What meaning do they still carry for us? Is the ancient Shu civilization similar to or different from the other ancient civilizations of that time? This is Chengdu, the capital of Sichuan, the epicenter of southwest China. There is an animal here that represents the 3,200 years that this city has been established, a city that has never changed its name or its place.
金沙出土的太阳神鸟那只鸟真的找不到原型，没有哪个鸟是13个爪子的。像它那个颈子非常长，翅膀非常小，身体又非常壮实。这种鸟它也飞不起来的，它是一种人们心目当中的各种鸟的最优美的那个东西组合在一块儿，赋予了它的很多神圣的那么一些功能。
Not only that, in 2005, the golden sunbird was chosen to become a symbol of Chinese cultural heritage.
看到鸟的这个天空当中的飞翔，不同的形状、不同的颜色，所以说来崇拜鸟。那么自然而然，在我们的文化当中就有大量的一种体现。太阳神鸟就是古人为我们今天文化遗产保护设计的一个标志，我觉得是。
More than 3,000 years ago, the Jinsha site was the heart of Chengdu in the late Shang dynasty, and it has become a key cultural center in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River. Just a few dozen kilometers from the Jinsha site in Guanghon, Sanxingdui, a large number of bronze statues have been unearthed, which reflect the ancient Shu people's bird worship. Despite the fact that they look little like the birds we see today, they're very similar to the birds in ancient Chinese mythology. If Sanxingdui culture is the pinnacle of ancient Shu culture, then Jinsha is a continuation of that culture.
三星堆遗址的确对于鸟的这个重视程度跟其他地方不太一样的。《山海经》啊这些记载说，这个日中有鸟嘛，就是那这种金乌一类的这个鸟就本身就代表太阳。那本来三星堆就有太阳崇拜，所以说有这种鸟，这个在神术上面就很顺理成章了。就是他们对于这种有神性的鸟哈，这个还是很在意的。他模仿这种鸟，他不可能说完全照搬啊。这个重启铸造，它和现实生活当中的这些鸟还是不一样的。
In other ancient civilizations of the world, birds that were spiritually significant, they also flew above the national flag. Legend has it that the ancient Aztecs, who were precursors to Mexicans, had no place to live and wandered. Then, the people's elder was told by the sun god in a dream that if they saw an eagle with a snake in its mouth standing on a cactus, they could settle there.
Y en ese sentido, las aves, por ejemplo, las águilas, estaban muy vinculadas con el sol. Entonces, las águilas y el sol son básicamente lo mismo. Por lo tanto, las águilas son completamente veneradas por las personas. Entonces, cuando tú ves un águila, no estás viendo un águila, estás viendo un dios.
People used to worship birds in antiquity because they approached them as epiphanies of the deities. Because birds are connected to the air, to the heaven, or they were thought to be the epiphanies of deities, the representations of deity to the world.
你说的非常对。实际上，在世界文化当中，包括在中国文化当中、古树文明当中，都把鸟看成非常神圣的。我们的先民吧，他们实际上也想飞翔，也想到天空当中去，用更宽广的视野来看看大地。所以说，能够在天空当中飞翔的鸟，自然而然就成为他们崇拜的对象。太阳神鸟这个鸟也是这种情况，说它只有这样的话，它才能够充分反映当时的那么人和自然的这种关系。
When people first started to raise their eyes to the heavens, birds were already soaring above, carrying with them the longing humans had for the sky. When these birds stopped flying and roosting in big trees, it also stirred up the boundless reverie of the ancients.
根据《山海经》的记载呢，华夏族群的这样一个生存空间的最东边，我们有一棵神树，叫扶桑。这一个土地上的中间呢，我们有棵树叫建木。实际上，人类最早是住在树上的，他们最后走向来到地上生存以后呢，那么他们依然保留了一种来自最早记忆的对天空的、对高大的一种憧憬。
In 1986, the bronze tree of the Shang period was excavated in Sanxingdui. This is considered to be the highest point of the ancient Shu people's worship of trees. It was named the most important sacred tree. This fascinating artifact is 395 centimeters tall and is the largest fully intact bronze relic to ever be unearthed.
这个树是在神话传说里边非常重要的一个元素。在古人看来这个树它一方面是扎根大地，然后另一个呢又高耸入天，就连通了这个天和地这么一个载体。
但在金沙遗址那边呢，我们出土了一个大的一个树根，这个树的位置呢就刚好在祭祀区一个非常重要的一个位置。我们也怀疑，可能当时祭祀的时候和那个树有某种关联，包括像今天很多那种非常大的树，那上面我们还是拴了很多的红绳儿，对吧？实际上也是对我们的这种祈福，或者是我们心里面的一种思想的一种寄托。
In the eyes of the ancient Shu people, leaves change and fall in an endless cycle, and the strength and vitality of the trees reach far beyond what humans can grasp. To commemorate their observations and preserve their wisdom, they used their craftsmanship to create artifacts that would strike generations to come with awe and reverence.
3E 出土的青铜器绝对是可以代表中国青铜时代这个青铜铸造工艺的排前面的几个位置。它就巧在是器物的造型上面，还有这个体量上面。像这么3-4米高的这个青铜器，在中原地区是肯定见不到的。大小方面，我们是显得很大很奇特。
山西队人非常非常牛的是这一点，就他能够把这个当初他的一种想象的多种的一种寓意和寄托在那个神树上面，然后再分段的来铸造之后的话，还能组装成现在我们看到的神树。
It's just like Legos.
这样说的话，当然也可以。
Coincidentally, the ancient Shu people and the ancient Mexican people, though thousands of miles apart, had a similar interpretation of tree worship.
En la época prehispánica, y no es únicamente entre los mayas, sino realmente los mixtecos, los nahuas tenían la misma idea, se pensaba que en cada una de las esquinas había un árbol cósmico que sostenía el cielo y que también conectaba con la parte del inframundo.
En particular, el árbol cósmico maya me recuerda muchísimo y me hace pensar muchísimo en el árbol de bronce de San Xingdui en China, que además entiendo que han recuperado el tercer árbol este año. Y bueno, la estética del árbol es muy parecida a varias representaciones en el área maya, donde precisamente se observa el árbol muy estilizado y aves posadas, ¿no?, sobre las ramas.
There are other plants that have also been given deep significance other than trees.
玛雅文明当中的，它有一个玉米神，对吧？因为植物或者这种东西跟我们带来了生活方面的很多好的东西。
El dios del maíz tenía, o el maíz como planta, además de que crea todo un círculo cultural alrededor de ella, tiene una importancia fundamental ya que está vinculada al sacrificio, a la fertilidad y a la resurrección.
Sacrifice, procreation, and resurrection. These words all call to mind yet another word: life. Their worship of sacred trees and sacred birds seemingly led to an awareness of nature. From the point of view of the ancients, what distinguished human life from other life is the uniqueness of the human face.
我们的文化有一个显著的特质，就是我们关注生命存续的时间，我们面对的那些问题的解决，活得这个有尊严，活得幸福，能够造福同类，所以这样呢，就为面具这样一种文化的产生呢，奠定了非常广泛的基础。最典型的那个众目人面具，实际上它表达的就是通过这样一种看得远、听得见，去跟外部世界发生更多的一种交流。这都是服务于我们一个活生生的国家、活生生的一个族群的需要的一些想象或者一种期待。
Esto sobre todo era porque pues nosotros como humanos, el cuerpo humano empieza poco a poco a pudrirse, ¿no? Y se pierde realmente el rostro y con ello también la esencia de la persona. Entonces la máscara lo que servía era como para recordar o para mantener esa esencia viva.
Regarding ancient Greek civilization, we have the earliest examples are made of gold. I mean in prehistory, but also in historical times we have also golden masks, again in a funerary use, in order to cover the face of the deceased. The most famous of the Mycenaean golden masks are that conventionally called the mask of Agamemnon.
Void of all expression, it is impossible to see different emotions on the golden mask. The portrayal of the face of the deceased reinforces the sense of mystery. In Chengdu, thousands of miles away, archaeologists have also found the golden mask, but its appearance is very different from that of a human face. Knife-shaped eyebrows, big eyes, long perforated ears. This mask has over 3,000 years of history. This exquisite object is 20.5 centimeters long, 10.4 centimeters wide, and barely 0.08 centimeters thick. It was the largest and best preserved golden mask at that time.
其他地方出土的金面具，包括埃及的、迈锡尼的，它主要还是戴在这个死者的脸部，它实际上可能是保护尸体的一个作用。三星堆和金沙出土的面具呢，它把它当成神，戴在神的脸上，它是便于和神灵的一种沟通。
Not long ago, with the excavation of over 500 cultural relics, including giant bronze masks and fully intact gold masks, the Sanqingdui site became a subject of renewed interest. The emergence of these relics has once again astounded the world.
所以这个肯定是三星堆独有的这肯定是模仿当时的人物形象来做的。我们只能说它是就着这个他们想要干的这些事儿来特殊设计的，就是还是在祭祀活动嘛，就是给祖先神灵汇报工作，然后再给他们贿赂一点珍贵的东西，然后让他保佑自己。
whether in China or elsewhere in the world, from the perspective of the ancients, to obtain an other identity, it was necessary to get the target's facial features. As long as humankind was willing to depict the target face, they could acquire any identity they wanted.
En las pinturas de Bonampak, que son unas pinturas muy bonitas, y lo que ocurre entonces es que vemos al gobernante ataviado, pero el gobernante trae una máscara de jaguar volteada que se la acaba de quitar, y sabemos nosotros que esta máscara, lo que ocurría era que cuando se la ponía el gobernante se pensaba que se convertía en alguien invencible y que podía prácticamente acabar con quien fuera.
戴上面具，他就变成神了；把面具取下来，他就变成人了。
对。
This symbolic object, regardless of how it develops and evolves, eventually will always return to the shape of the man behind the mask, which is exactly how people interpret life.
随着三星堆被发现之后呢，我们发现我们会注意到这种影响还是比较深远的。这么多青铜面具、人头像然后立人像等这一系列的这个文物，其实这种在三星堆之外是很少见的。那这种以人为基本造型的这个文物，我们是不是可以提炼出来以人为本的这种观念啊？
Whether it's the ancient Shu, Greek, or Mexican civilization, after thousands of years, the echoes that have traversed history to provide future generations with mystery and elation are enough to amaze the world. In 1929, when a batch of ancient jade tools was discovered in Sichuan, people began to excitedly explore the ancient civilization that was born there. With the unremitting efforts of generations of Chengdu archaeologists, the history of the ancient Shu kingdom, a kingdom born in times forgotten, is finally being truly discovered. And it is utterly unique in the vast history of human civilization. Regardless of whether it's the three main origins of Chinese civilizations, namely the Yellow River Civilization, the Yangtze River Civilization, or the Grassland Civilization, or the three main ethnic group civilizations, namely the Huaxia Civilization, the Ancient Shu Civilization, or the Ancient Shu Civilization. Chengdu not only claims the title of the center of the Yangtze's upper reaches, it also was the birthplace and core of the Ancient Shu Civilization. It boasts unique aesthetic achievements and stunning craftsmanship. It enriches the foundations of Chinese culture and civilization, and has become the model for the development of unity in diversity.
我们还是要把自己的这个文明，把它讲清楚。不同的地区、不同的人群都应该有不同的一种表达形式。我们要尽量的还要知道他们的古代文化。 要和他们的古代文化进行一个连接，或者一种对比，那么在对比当中，可能才会更容易接受。
我们的沟通的主要桥梁应该基于共性和共情，一种可以相互理解、相互包容的一种存在。那么人类文明呢，就可以实现越是民主的就越是世界的。我们今天面对古树先民留下的这些文化遗产，我们应该 进入他们的精神世界，找到他们的力量源泉，然后传承他们的人文精神，继续的加以丰富，然后加以发展，融入我们城市生活的方方面面。